What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the Sunday Night Show. Welcome to Mad Red United, the home of real football talk. As you can see, it's just me and Paul there on the screen at the moment. Owen is about to join us in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look at that. Look at that. He's there. Perfect timing. Oh, right. Okay, people. We've got a few subjects to get through over the next 45 minutes. It's namely going to be all about what is going on in the world and a bit of a worry as far as I'm concerned in terms of getting this season back up and running. I'm going to get the boys' thoughts on that as well quickly. Paul, not had you on for a few weeks, mate. How's lockdown treating you? Are you any closer to getting back to work yourself, mate?
Yeah, I'm back at work on the 8th of June, which is a good thing. Bit of normality back in my life, man. I want it even now. Football, man. Let's just get it back. You know me, I didn't want anything with Liverpool, but I'm thinking. But, hey, what about you there? You've gone from Matic to Gaz Barlow, Gary Barlow. What's going on there?
I was going to get into this in a minute. This is going to be the end of the show. Trust Paul to throw the script up in the air.
But yeah, no. To be fair, I'm getting fed up with it now, man. I just want a bit of normality back in my life. My kids back at school, me back at work, football back on a Saturday. I just want a bit of normality back into life, man. It's getting beyond a bit of a joke now, to be fair.
Oh, mate, it is, mate. We're all begging for normality. I mean, I've got back to work in one part of my what I do. But it's not easy. It's really not easy, especially not with a PPE. I'll touch on that again in a minute, actually. But Owen, how's tricks down there, mate? You still? Actually, mate, are you in London? Are you back up in Mankland now?
I'm still in London. I'm still in London in a minute. I'm going to be back up in a few weeks to clear out my house, and then I keep getting emails from a landlord asking me to pay for a house that I'm probably not going to be in until about January. Yeah. It's a bit of a confusing time. Like a lot of people don't like, in terms of student landlords, there's not really a lot going on. You know, there's not a lot of, obviously it's not a priority, so there's not a lot of government funding or like research into it. But essentially, you know, all of my mates that have moved out of their houses in March are going to have to pay until June, because that's just the way it is. You've got a contract and everyone's had to pay. And yeah, there's a lot of people moving into houses next year and stuff, and they're going to have to probably pay, and we're probably likely not going to be back till uni until January, February time properly, really and truly. We got an email the other day saying no lectures, so they're going to do like small groups to start with, like seminars and stuff. But it's a strange time, man. It's a very, very, very strange time.
It is. I'm
going to get into January, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I'm just going to. You might be on with. I'm just going to mute you all in a second in case, because I think I'm getting a bit of an echo from you, mate. But I'll bring you back in a second. If you've got any earphones there, plug them in, mate. Yeah, I was going to get into something Owen just touched on then a second ago, actually. But just quickly, first wanted to thank everyone on my social medias for wishing my little girl a happy birthday. It was her birthday yesterday. She was 8 years old. And funnily enough, yes, it is true. Nemanja Matic's daughter has exactly the same birthday as my daughter. As weird as that. You can take that any which way you want to take it, but that is actually true. I found that out yesterday. I posted it out. I cannot believe it. I really can't believe that fact. But I just wanted to say again then, thank you. She did see a lot of the messages on my social media, so she thanks everyone as well. But cheers for that, people. That made her day, as difficult as it is on lockdown at the moment. Any little bit that cheers us up is good. But Owen just touched on emails there a sec. There's a bigger topic I'm going to get onto in a minute. But Paul, you're obviously not a season ticket holder, mate. But me and Owen cross messages in the week there. I think anyone who is a season ticket holder in the comment section, just let us know if you received the same email, actually, because I got it, Owen got it. It read pretty much this. Manchester United are trying their best to obviously refund all supporters for the missing of the games towards the rest of the season. As we all know, there is no football for the fans at all, no matter if we get it back or not. So obviously a lot of fans have paid up for their season ticket and won't be able to see every game. United's look on refund is, we have now discounted this price for the games you have missed onto next season's season ticket. Now, do they know something that we don't? Are they actually? Is there actually going to be a season next season? I don't think so. Not for the fans anyway, unless the vaccine comes out of thin air. But typical United, really. I mean, Paul, we're not going to see any football as fans in terms of actually being at the grounds this season, mate. But I've not had your look on what you think of what you actually see or how you actually see it going down now over these last few weeks. Since we spoke last, there's been a few bits of good news come out. I mean, where do you stand with it all now? I'll get into the nitty-gritty of the player side of it in a minute, but as a fan and obviously like the rest of us hoping that football comes back, mate, are you any more hopeful from where you have been about 2 or 3 weeks ago?
No, first of all, I think that's an absolute utter scandal for Manchester United if they're telling you they're putting discounts on next season. Mate, as soon as that FA Cup draws, I got plenty of mates. As soon as that FA Cup draws over, mate, they're taking money out of your pocket. As soon as that shit Leeds Cup game against you Rochdales, you shit like that, they're taking money out there that same night. And you're telling me they're not giving people money back for the... Because what happens with people who are paying direct debits?
Exactly, mate. Well, they know it. Everyone who's paying direct debits.
That's a disgrace, mate. That is a not a disgrace. And if people cancel the direct debits, yeah, but if people cancel direct debit, what are they going to do? Cancel the season ticket on them? That'll be an absolute disgrace. I didn't know that, to be fair. That's a first of it. I think that's absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, but like it was like, but when we like Adam, you were at Wolves away, weren't you, in the cup?
Yeah. Oh, mate, I made a point of that on my fan cam. I know exactly where you're going with it.
When we drew at Wolves, we all got a fucking text saying the money was out of our account for the Wolves home game in the cup. Everyone in the way got a text. We all got a text from the club saying, "Oh yeah, whatever." I can't remember how it was 40 quid or whatever was withdrawn straight away. No, like
final whistle.
Yeah, straight after the final. I think it was about 10:30. The money came out of the account.
It was, mate. I remember I was outside talking to Flex and I was wound up because it was such a crap game. And I literally looked at my phone as we were walking out because I got the buzz in my pocket like everyone else. The notification came through. I'm like, you know what? I
text you. I thought my mum had the dinner on and then all of a sudden.
Yeah, I would not put this past United if this was United now. And lo and behold, I was like, you're taking the mick. This is United. They've debited the account. I'm like, oh my days.
I rang him up. I spoke to him. I was like, look, man, the likelihood is that you're not going to have a game until January or February. He was like, well, if that is the case, then we'll deduct it from the season after. I was like, what? Why did you keep deducting? Why are you taking it from me in the first place? Yeah. There's no point in. Why are you charging me? Like, don't charge me until you know you have to. It's taking £500 or £600 away from someone. Man United don't need that £500 or £600 of everyone to stay alive. Yeah. Whereas most normal working people do. They need that to survive and to fucking put bread on the table.
The thing is about it's not even hard to refund you. Do you know how much the season ticket is? You know how much average price they pay on the season ticket? The games what they've missed, the 5-6, just refund the people back. It's not even like it's a pure dilemma and pure hard work. It's typical and easy to go to figure out how much people have lost.
When I spoke to them about a refund, they said that if you didn't renew and you just took a refund, I think you have to wait till August.
Oh. God,
well, it's the same with everything at the minute.
Which takes the piss. So they'll take your £660 straight away. They'll take that. No problem. But if you want your, couple of 200 or 300 quid back of what you've missed of the season, you have to wait till August. That's a joke, man. Certain people might need that,
That's it. And in the time that we're in, obviously people are been furloughed or whatever, some people have been made redundant. The fact that they're taking the money out, they should have realised that people obviously might have needed that money, like you said, then owing to put towards what the government are calling essentials at the moment, i.e. food and medical equipment, and not equipment, but a medical...
razor blades.
Yeah, razor blades. I love Paul. That's why Paul's back on the show. Blunt. Anyway,
there's nothing wrong with a beard, Paul. There's nothing wrong with a beard.
Hey, you shoot it. He looked a cunt.
That was it. I've gone from.
You look about 90. You're taking the piss with that beard,
mate.
there.
Hey, you should see. It's even got the greys right in the middle of it.
I
there,
can
mate.
Tell, yeah.
You can see it.
Salt and pepper.
This is the one bad thing about having a decent webcam, mate. It shows up all the flaws as well. That's what it is. Anyway, on to the next one. Before I get into the main subject, there was one more thing actually. So, talking about the money there and what United could have done for the fans, it's been reported that United have lost about 23 million. Well, the 23 million while this lockdown has been on, but you know what? 23 million, it's not really a lot for Manchester United, is it? Let's be honest, it's really not. And then we get the news, I don't know if you boys seen it, about them suing the computer game championship. I don't know if it was Summit Manager. I don't know if it was Champ Manager. Football Manager suing an actual computer game because of the way that United were betrayed in that game by not showing the real United badge.
I didn't see that, to be honest.
Oh, mate, yeah. Check it out. They're actually suing. They're suing the computer game because they didn't put the real badge on the actual game, the United badge.
What? But they should sue Pro Evo then for calling us Northwest Reds or some shit like that.
Well, that's just a knockoff, isn't it? That one. Well,
that's a joke.
That's we're going back into the subject there of the club trying to save what money it can and not being upfront with any sort of refund for the fans in any way, shape, or form in terms of money back in our bank account. Then it says it all, doesn't it? Really, but that's that, and that's just the way our club is run now these days. Just another story to add to the book of embarrassing stories that comes out of it right now. But there is one thing that obviously is going on, and that is serious at the moment. That's the season starting. But I've sort of looked at it in a different way this week, and it started to concern me with the amount of players that have actually come out now and started being outspoken about what is going on. First of all, we had the rant from Danny Rose, which we spoke about. Then we all know about Troy Deeney. He pretty much nailed it. He says he can't go and get his hair cut until July, but he's all right to go and jump in a box for a corner with 20 other men. Pretty much nailed it in one, and that really, you can't really argue with that. And then now I'm looking at the N'Golo Kante from Chelsea situation. Now this player isn't going to play again all season. So Bournemouth have come out today and said they've got players who've tested positive. Watford have got players, obviously, we all know they've tested positive as well. So in terms of, the league and everyone can say one thing, but if the players don't want to come back now, and it's starting to show this way because Watford's captain, Troy Deeney, isn't going anywhere near. He isn't confident that he's safe enough going back to training. So I don't think we're going to see him on the pitch. Is that an avenue out for these clubs at the bottom as to get the season voided or get the season cancelled? I don't know. I don't know if I'm looking at that the wrong way myself. But N'Golo Kante now has been given permission to miss the whole rest of the season by Chelsea. I mean, it's good for United because that's the team we're chasing. If we do come back, that's the team we're chasing to get that fourth spot. So is it going to be a case of the clubs that are going to use these players not feeling safe to not play the season, that being the teams at the bottom? Because all the teams at the top don't seem to really have an issue with it. The problem I'm seeing is all the noises are coming from the teams at the bottom who don't really want to fight for the relegation fight. Brighton, Watford, Bournemouth have made an announcement today. All these teams at the bottom are the ones we know. Aston Villa have kicked up a stink because they're one game behind everyone. Fair enough, you can say. Is not fair on them if they ended it now because they've played one game less. So is this going to be the nail in the coffin for this league? I'll come to you first, Paul, because we've not really spoke too much about this recently. But Danny Rose, Troy Deeney, we've heard Sterling talk about it. Aguero's got reservations about coming back as well. Now Kante's not playing for the rest of the season. Could this be the nail in the coffin, no matter what the league says and what it wants to do?
It's one of them. For me now, like I said before, listen, I'm done with this shit, mate. I'm fed up with a lot, mate. I want normality back. I want everything to be back to normal. And at the end of the day, you got to look at the statistics. The stats basically say, listen, if you're not more or less healthy, 33 people under 40 have died in the UK. Are people now just trying to come up with excuses? We're getting teachers doing it. Teachers coming up with excuses they can't go to school. Come on, why not? We've got supermarket people going to work. We've got Tesco people going to work. We've got hospital doctors going to work. I'm going back to it. Everyone virtually now trying to get back to work. For footballers to use an excuse. What is the chance of a footballer dying from it? It's not possible. What do they think they're better than us? Do they think they shouldn't go because they're special? They're footballers. They don't need to because they don't need the money. So saying fuck this. Let's just get back to reality. Let's just get back to normality. What is the chance? Listen, them footballers are getting the best medical testing. They're getting tested now every 3 days. Like me, Talk Sport the other day, Saturday was doing a full-on commentary on all the goals and all the games in the Bundesliga. As much as Liverpool are going to win the league, it killed me to listen to that shit league going goal. I just want a bit of normality, but I want to listen to Talk Sport. I want soccer Saturday, and I just want normality back in my life. For me, let's get it back now. Let's get it done and dusted. And let's start. And listen, Liverpool are going to win the league, but who gives a fuck? Henderson lifting it. He's going to be lifting in front of that fucking wall. No one's there. A picture. He might put the cardboard box on. Listen, who cares? Let's just get it going now and get it done with. We've got to, man. You've got to fucking get it done, and let's start building to a bit of normality back in September when we've got a target to go for. But for me, like I say, listen, I'm happy enough now. Liverpool win the league, take it, man. Just let's get football back.
Yeah. Owen, are you in agreement with that, mate? Anything else you want to add on the players? The players have got a right, like Christina just said. Then they've got a right if they don't want to play, but it shouldn't stop the rest of the club going forward.
The stats are healthy young people.
They've got a right, but as in, so my old man's in construction. So you've got a strap behind yourself. Paul, I don't know what you're working, but
I'm in construction.
If you're in construction as well, right? If you have a labourer or a projects manager on site and he says, I don't want to come back, I'm not risking it, the likelihood is that you're not going to be able to pay that man. You might be able to pay him through furlough, possibly. So you're not going to be able to pay him. So I feel like with footballers, it is a job. And Deeney does make a fair point. Like, he's got a 5-month-old and he doesn't want to leave the house. He doesn't want to endanger his 5-month-old. I think we'd all be the same. But Sean Dyche, I think Mickey, the guy, made a comment there. Sean Dyche made the comment of all these players mustn't be leaving their house.
Yeah, well,
because if you're that concerned and you don't want to come back to football in what whatsoever, then you don't want to leave the house. Then you don't want to do anything at all, do you? I think there has to be a bit of common sense about it. In all fairness, I think we all have to be sensible and be adults, you know. And look, I'm not slagging off Danny Rose for what he is, for what he's come out and said, but you know, he came out and literally said the exact words of "fuck the public morale." And I know I come on fan cams and swear or whatever, and you know we all swear or whatever. But when you're a player who is earning that much money and is in the public limelight and is in a situation like this, you do not come out and say the words "fuck the public morale." You don't. That's just not something you do. And for me, that was just out of order and unnecessary. And I think at the end of the day, it is their job, and you have to look at it as a job. And they're going to be in the safest conditions possible. They're going to be tested 2-3 times daily. And like I think Mark was saying it on a podcast, it'd be like sort of a World Cup situation. You're brought into a hotel, and you have to stay in that hotel, and you stay away from your family for 6 weeks. And it's hard, but that's why you're paid the wages that you are.
Yeah, but most of them should be away now for the Euros, getting ready for the Euros anyway. So they're not
exactly.
So let's just get it done.
But
yeah.
I
mean, go on, Owen, mate. Go on, finish up, mate.
No, I was just saying, like, I don't understand. Like, I can understand Deeney's reservations, purely Deeney's, because he came out and said 5-month-old with breathing difficulties. I completely understand that. My brother had a child very recently. Like, we didn't see the child for the first 2 months it was born. Like, obviously I wanted to see my nephew die and see my nephew, but I didn't, because obviously it's not the right thing to do. So I can understand Deeney's reservations, but Danny Rose, I don't know his family situation, whatever. Kante, I think Kante is getting more of a pass from the press than Danny Rose is, simply because of the player he is.
Yeah,
because
and the fact that Kante has not come out publicly and obviously on any sort of social media platform that I've seen. I've just seen this in the news through Chelsea's announcements and not so much Kante. So this is Chelsea talking on Kante's behalf. So it looks a bit more professional in a way.
Kante's not come out and said, fuck the public, which is what Danny Rose has said.
Yeah. I think Danny Rose has reacted instantly to the news and he's reacted the wrong way. I mean, I look at Troy Deeney's and some people would say, look, Troy Deeney, he's the captain of our club. And some fans look way past it, in my opinion. I think Troy Deeney has acted as a captain because we all know, and it has been publicly announced, that black people are more prone to getting the actual virus. So Troy Deeney's asked a simple question. He's gone to the club, said to the league, he said, is there any extra precautions that can obviously give us confidence going into training that we're going to do a little bit more, add a little bit more extra to for players before they go into training? He's looked into it a bit deeper, and I think he's acted as an actual captain on this, because I think, is it Mariappa who's actually tested positive for coronavirus? He's good mates with Troy Deeney. So he's obviously seen someone go down. And like you said, everyone's circumstances at home are different. I just think that if a player does not want to play, or it's like someone you said, like Owen, he doesn't want to go to work, then fair enough. You take responsibility for your actions, and you're going to get statutory sick pay. The government's going to pay it. You're going to get furloughed, whatever it is, as a player. Then fair enough. I don't see a problem with that. It's not an excuse, in my opinion, to stop the league going forward and these games being played. I just feel like somewhere along the line, one of these clubs is going to use this as an excuse, and that is what's going to derail us. This mentality that this country has of using an excuse to get out of anything, claim against anything.
Brighton is trying to do it.
It is, Brighton are a prime example.
Brighton are coming out of it. 3 players are tested. Brighton are trying their best. Because Brighton know.
This is why I said it.
It's disgusting. Like I said, listen,
Brighton,
if you want to
see it, Brighton's running is the worst out of all of the bottom clubs. They've got to face most of the top 6.
That's it.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Like I said, listen, if you want to stop deaths, if players are so concerned about people dying, don't drink. Alcohol's a big part of it. Don't drive on the road. 3,000 people a year die on the road, mate. But they're still all driving these big fast cars, 140 miles an hour on the motorways and stuff, 100 miles an hour. Yeah, if they're so concerned about dying, don't drive the car. There's got to be a point where we've got to come out and say, listen, we've just got to face everyday life's a risk. I get Deeney with his lad, but come on, what's the chances? There's 33 people under 40 who have died from the coronavirus. The only people who are dying at this moment in time from coronavirus is people who are in care homes or they've got underlying health. It's very rare a healthy person dies. Yeah, if you don't go work, don't get paid. Why pay them? You shouldn't. And that's a problem. Now people are getting used to this mindset, sat at home getting paid. They don't want to go back. Footballers sat at home now getting full pay. Why would they want to go back? Why? That's the problem.
This is it,
and
mate.
That's a rut we're getting stuck in at the minute. We're getting stuck in this rut. Why did he want to come back in September? What difference to Troy Deeney, Danny Rose? What's going to be different in September? Because we know there's going to be no vaccination. We know clear way there's not. You know what I mean? The best way to do test. And the Premier League at this moment in time are doing it. You know what I mean? You think 8 players all in all? Come on, they've tested them twice now. Twice, and 8 players have only been caught out. Yeah, that shows. There's
more players caught out in the German league, and they're still going.
And that's still going fine. And then soon after the game, they're testing them again. As long as the Premier League test, there's no need anyone should worry for me. I think let's just get back and watching Premier League football.
Yeah, I mean the what's the name? The next like you said, then we touched on Brighton. Then I don't think the league have even agreed on the neutral ground and the game's being played on that yet. So we're looking at it on a scale of what I think Spain has been back training their players like we have started this week now for 2 weeks. And they're back on the 8th of June. I think it took Germany about 6 weeks from them starting to train again to get their league back going. So we're looking like Germany are doing it. They're 2 weeks into the list now, still going. Spain are going to kickstart theirs. And then if you could look at it the way Paul said it there, then it's like there's no excuse for us not to start this league again. There's no excuse for the clubs to come out and use the players as the way out of this. If they are looking, for me, I think the major issue is the mentality. And this, I hate to say it all the time. I always say the British mentality, trying to get away with something when they can. And like to Brighton, they're the clubs that have come out and making the noises early. And it's for me, it's the only worry, because I do feel like one of these clubs is going to use it as the excuse to curtain it. I really do. And that's what my worry is. Like you said, then, Paul, the constant testing. Ideally, the Premier League now should be the safest place in the world. The amount of money they've got. And it fears me. And I was listening to it about League One and League Two the other day, and the amount of clubs that could go into administration after the back of this. And the PFA sat on the fortunes that they're sat on, not helping and doing anything about it. It's going down this road where it looks like the Premier League are willing to try and keep it going. I do think it is money orientated. I really do. But at the end of the day, right now we're looking at numbers that are dropping daily, which is what we wanted to see. Is going to a football ground with about 500 people, all in all, including the staff and the players. That's what the saying is going to take to get one of these games up and running. Now, you can take that whichever way you want to see. Are these people all going to be in PPE? The ones in the stands, the ones looking after the players, stuff like that. Can we do this with PPE? We've seen the German coaches all with the masks on the sidelines.
That is stupid, though, Ed. That is bollocks, because you see lads that are playing, right? So I can't remember the lads that came off. I watched Dortmund Schalke. The lads that came off, right? They come off and they have to sit 2 meters apart from the lad they're sat next to on the bench and wear a mask. But what? They've been in the box. They've been marking a man. They've been stood next to a geezer in the wall. They've been. I know. And also, you make the point of going into a dressing room. Like we all of us have played football at some point or sport at I won't say a decent level, but we've all been at the point where we're in a fucking changing room. We're all breathing heavy. We're all sweating mad. If there's any chance of the virus being passed, I think that whole wearing the mask for the players and the managers, that is all pure PR, and that is absolute bullshit. And there's no need for it.
That's exactly what it is, mate, because they're talking, the German league are quarantining all the players. They're going into hotels, quarantining every player before every single game. Now, if there's one league in the world that can do that, so you test a full squad playing staff, that's not going to cost, it's not going to dent any Premier League club at all. You test every single player who's going to that game or that stadium, you quarantine them in a hotel, you keep them together. The other club does it exactly the same way, and we're the best league in the world to deal with that, with the amount of hotels we've got built on the side of football stadiums. There's no excuse for me in not copying the Germans in what they have done. But I just feel like this country wants to do it their way, and we'll end up ruining it for ourselves and all of us, because they just want to be seen to be doing it a different way and a better way, when we're seeing the Germans getting their season finished right now. For me, I mean, Paul, did you see anything regarding the hotels and the quarantine? Is that something that you would recommend as an easy way out of getting through this?
You've got to, when you say, it's all a case of now just covering your own back, and get them in quarantine, get them in 6 weeks. At the end of the day, most of these players in the Premier League now are going to the Euros, or so they'd be gone anyway. They'd be gone from their family for 6 weeks. I think let's just get it done, man. I just want to see football, mate. I tried watching that German shit the other day, mate. It lasted 2 minutes. Couldn't be ass singing that little fucking big long daft Peter Crouch shit, banging him in for Dortmund after he snubbed us. Couldn't be ass watching any more of that. As soon as he scored, I turned it off.
Take it you mean Haaland, mate? Yeah.
Peter Crouch. Just a new Peter Crouch. I'm telling you.
Peter Crouch, but Roy Keane killed his old man.
Oh, it's what's the name, isn't
it?
Yeah,
I think you just got to get it going again, aren't you? Listen, you know me. Look, me when I was on 3 weeks ago, I said, listen, you can't risk it. But listen, at the end of the day, it's come down now. The virus is getting under control. The R ratings dropped dramatically. People are fed up. Is it worth me getting mentally ill just for the fact of Liverpool winning the league? Nah, let them win it now. I'm done with it. I can't take they're not talking about football anymore, not watching any football. It's actually me. I'm gonna end up mentally ill. They better just get something sorted. I watched the other day, which cheered me up. To be fair, I don't know if anyone watched it. You say on BBC, Liverpool and Arsenal.
I didn't watch it, mate.
Last game of the season, I think, 1988?
Oh, 89.
Liverpool. Oh, that cheered me up, mate. I tell you, that cheered me up. John Barnes, all he had to do was run to the corner flag and say that. No, he tried cutting it in. Boom, got it. 2-0, mate. Who won the Arsenal?
As much as I hate the Scousers, I also hate Arsenal, and I know a lot of Arsenal fans, so I wouldn't watch that. I wouldn't watch that with any fucking joy at all.
Well, that's the thing. Liverpool.
I know too many Arsenal fans. I grew up in North London, so I know far too many Arsenal fans.
And that's the thing, yeah. Liverpool aren't getting that last minute goal moment. They're not getting a Aguero moment. They're not getting nothing, mate. They're getting Henderson lifting trophy up to that fucking wall there.
What's the biggest moment? Gerrard scoring an equaliser against West Ham in the cup final.
Exactly. You know what I mean? It's crazy, isn't it?
No,
30 years. They've waited 30 years. They've got the best team ever. They've got the best strike force ever. They've got the best goalkeeper ever. They've got the best manager ever. Yeah, and then a fucking bat from Wuhan stops them winning it. You couldn't physically write it. The 15 orange clear, even more than that, the miles clear.
Fucking hell, Paul, how much rum's in that rum and coke?
Quality.
I'll be back in 2 sets because I do need to fill up.
Go on, mate.
Woo!
He's gone. Paul, yeah, believe it or not, he's got to play poker after this. I don't know how he's going to do that.
How's he playing poker? Who the fuck's he playing poker against?
Mate, you never know when he's going to go. That's the thing. You never know when Paul's going to go. He could be talking normally and then bang, he's gone. Finito. Anyway, moving on. I'm going to hit you up with this one. We spoke about this before, Owen, mate, but I was talking to a mate earlier on, actually. We're all convinced that we're going to get the football back. One way or another, it's going to happen. So I actually still think, and I'm sticking by it. I think United are still the best equipped team to deal with playing football with no fans. I really do. I think we're the most frightening side going. I think the only thing that we have to deal with that other clubs don't is the fact that every other set of supporters in this country hate us. And the pressure when we go away, Paul's making me dizzy moving around there.
People hate us a lot less now, Ed.
Oh, wow. How much rum's in that, mate?
A fair amount, I'd say.
Vodka man, me, kid.
Oh, right. Okay, we're on the Russian tackle.
Anyway. A lot less hate us now because of the Scousers.
Yeah, I mean, you know what, mate? There's some stupid love affair with Liverpool that I don't understand at all. Like the hard done to mentality. There's an endless road we can go down talking about that. I'm not going to get into.
Let's not say anything we regret on camera anyway.
I mean, I've said nothing I regret on camera ever, but people's opinions are different, aren't they?
You know, another factor is a bit of Liverpool going back in the day again. That time they got banned from Europe. Why are we pissed off? We was never going to win it. It only stopped them winning 4, 5, and 6. You know what I mean?
It's so Everton.
That's why that Arsenal comeback, what that was just amazing. That because they had the best barn, they had the lot, and then they done the back pass shit. That was annoying to watch, but that's another thing. They've not won it for 30 years. The back pass got stopped. They've not won it. Then they finally go and win it, and the back stops it. Oh my God!
Right, I'm going into this deeper now. Me and Owen have just quickly touched on it there, Paul, while you was going to the bar. I actually think some people have commented saying City are better because they don't play in front of fans, which is a fair point. That's a fair point. But I think United are best equipped to go forward playing football in front of no fans. I think we've got the best lineup in terms of young players, energy-wise. I just think we've got a momentum going with us at the moment. And you could say Liverpool, yeah, we know they're going to win the league and that, but they've been playing crap recently and just getting away with it like championship winning teams do. We did it a few times when we won the league, but in terms of us chasing this top four, I just feel that our team is just going to go out there and play with no fear at all, with no fans in the stadium. It don't matter where we play. I mean, someone came up to me the other day and said, Tottenham now, they're back with Harry Kane. Son's back, Harry Kane's back. I'm like, you know what? There's no one in that Spurs team who scares me, probably apart from Son. And if we can't handle one player, nah, mate, I'm not having him. Harry Maguire's going to swallow up Harry Kane.
No, I'm saying Harry Kane is very at the moment.
He doesn't scare me. He doesn't, as much as a good striker he is.
His decline in the last 2 or 3 years, I think, has been drastic, and I think it showed how drastic his decline has been. Because 2 years ago, if I said to the two of you, we get Harry Kane, 150 mil, you probably would have said, "Fuck it, yeah, go on then." Like you probably would have been up for it. Now you say 150 mil Harry Kane, you say not a chance. Pay 150 mil for him, no way in hell. I don't think anyone wants to have Harry Kane there. I don't think everyone's crying out for a Harry Kane, especially for the price that Tottenham want him for.
Yeah, the prices of players are going to come drastically down after all this as well, I think.
It's a fucking joke all the time. Anyway, are they?
It's like there's a few things going to change. I really do.
Well, there we go, Old Trafford. Is there any difference between Old Trafford fans and no fans, mate? Because last time I've been Old Trafford, dead, finished. It's completely dead.
Hey, Paul, we got when it does come back, mate. We've got the permission to go for safe standing. We're going to go for safe standing. Yeah. It's happening.
Fair, but it's got to be, mate. It's got to come.
But where is it? Is it in East Stand?
No, they're going to move. They're going to change it, mate. They're going to move everything to the Stretford end and that corner around the tunnel. That's where they're moving us from.
The singing section as well.
The singing section is going to be half of the Stretford end going round past the tunnel, going all the way because they've extended the singing section, and now I think that's where the standing is going to go as well.
Old Trafford's dead, mate.
Because as your season tickets got moved as well, didn't it? Because mine were up were mid-tier Fergie stand, and we got moved to lower. So we've got unreal. It's actually amazing. The 1 year we got unreal season tickets, we won't be able to sit in the fucking ground. But we've got moved down. But the singing section in the corner there, it seems to have moved to the Stretford end, but it always. I don't know. The lads that obviously sit there.
They moved it around so many times for the games, mate. Yeah. They've been trying to get it above the tunnel.
But the lads that sit there seem to just sort of still keep it going. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Everyone seems to still sort of stand up in that sort of section.
They want to move it because right now it's right next to the executive section in the middle of the Stretford end, and obviously the high payers are starting to moan probably. So they want to move it around the tunnel simply because the acoustics, as we all know, sets the away fans off in the southeast quadrant. So they want to move the southwest quadrant where the tunnel is to have our singing section. So it sort of bounces the acoustics again off there because it just gets lost in the rest of the stadium. So they want a corner to corner away fans singing at our singing section. And that's the plan. So the safe standing, I think, is where they're probably going to get the money back because they could probably get a few more people in. So what they've lost,
it's 1.5, isn't it?
Yeah. So what they've lost in terms of what they've had to do for the disabled sections, which just took about 2,000 seats away, is going to be
back in that.
You're going to probably get it back in that, and that will then inevitably save the Glazers the money that they've been looking at to probably extend the South Stand, which they're finding is too much of an issue to do.
I don't think that will ever happen, though, will it?
No, I don't think, mate. I don't think they'll ever spend any more money on the stadium. We can see now they're not even spending money on paint. So
hey, I
just
couldn't
don't
even
think
drive around it.
That will be a day, and I can't wait.
There's
paint.
some work going on at the minute.
I don't want to worry about paint. It's about the fucking roof pissing water on you, mate.
There's actually some work going on there at the minute at Old Trafford. I've drove past the other day on my bike, and there's actually a few skips outside. So I don't know what
that
they're doing.
Might be finger. That might be for some of the deadwood when we actually start again, mate. That ship them out.
Yeah, should have looked in. I might have found Lingard in there.
Yeah. Anyway,
no, can't have that about Jesse.
I quickly want to get into it. I'm thinking, I actually, when we do come back, I do believe that we are going to get the top 4 spot. I actually do think that Leicester are going to be struggling also. And you know what? A few people have talked about the effect of Newcastle coming in, and I've spoke to you, Owen, about this. I don't see it being an issue, Newcastle, at all.
No.
I know they can be a threat, but all they're going to do is replace Arsenal or Spurs, and they're just going to be one of the top 6 teams because Arsenal and Spurs are dropping.
You say that. What have Everton done? They've got the same financial backing. They've done fuck all.
Yeah, because they can't, because they haven't got the gate revenues to financial fair play it.
Look at City, how long it takes City to start fighting. It took them 4 or 5 years.
Look at what City were, but look at what City were buying at first. Apart from Robinho, you're buying Wayne Bridge.
Because that's all they can attract. Newcastle's the same. They're not attracting no one, mate. You might have a big fan base, but that's it. Other than that Kevin fucking Keegan moment where he's telling you won't win shit. That's all they've ever won. That's all they've ever done. There's no appealness to go to Newcastle. See the way they couldn't speak? You want to go and live and listen to that every day? Oh my God. Fuck that shit.
Well, people might say the same about you down south.
I know,
yeah.
You got luxury around here.
Hey, mate, Geordies or Scousers, Paul? Which one you picking?
What?
Geordies or Scousers, mate?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
As in, which one do you like more? Which one would you take? Which accent?
Yeah,
there you go. That's it.
Listen, mate. That's just a
the Scousers are like an aggressive Jack Russell. That's what they're like.
Anyone who's just tuning into this live stream right now and you just hear what's going on, I can't answer you, so please don't come up with a question in the comments what's going on.
Hey, I tell you one thing, Owen's nursing that beer. Don't open, you've had that for
This is the fucking second one, Paul.
Yes, man, I thought you were there, mate. I thought, shit.
What's up to bring me in the second one for fuck's sake, man?
I've never been to a game with Owen before, but I won't fucking join him. I hope I didn't drink the fucking shit bag.
Hey, I'm Irish, Paul, man. I don't fuck around with drinking.
Let's see, Adam's
let's get back to the football. Let's get back to the
Adam's got an empty can. He keeps going like, he's not even gulping.
No, he can't, mate.
He's now in it.
I don't want to spill any on my beard here, mate, for you that you love so much. That's what it is.
That's another thing, don't we? We all need a piss up, though. We just need to get out to the pub.
Yes, we do.
Hey, Jim, at least the pubs are opening and watching football as much as you can't be there. That's what I want to do. Get to the pub and watch the match. They're doing it in Germany and it's working well.
How are we going to manage that?
2 meters apart.
When you've got a skinful, social distancing goes out of the window. Surely.
Well, what I was thinking about, as you know, as someone who's a student and has witnessed a lot of people, like sort of like chatting up people, that's going to go out the window for about a year.
I'm married, mate.
That's like
3 kids.
Talking to people, not even chatting people up, but like, you know, meeting new people and like, as in like, ads. I met you outside at Van Camps. That's how we met. Like, if social distancing was a thing, me and you probably wouldn't be able to have a conversation. Do you know, like stuff like that? When you meet new people at a game, do you know what I mean? Like some people I've met in away-ends from like, you know, when you score a last-minute winner and you don't give a fuck who the bloke is beside you, you just grab him, hug him, and kiss him and fucking go mental. And that's one of the beautiful things about football. And that's and if they were to bring back fans and reduce it and be social distancing, that's not football, man. Like, you have to have a full, passionate,
and the thing is, you've got to get ready for it, because this is the new norm. The new norm is not being near somebody you don't know. That is the new norm at this moment in time. And could go on for a year. It could go on for 18 months. No one knows. But at the moment, we just got to adapt to the new norm. Listen, just get the pub open, get me to the pub, get United on the TV, and let me watch a game with my mates for fucks. Is it rocket science? You know what I mean?
Paul, I have to get you down to the friendship in Fallowfield, man.
We got Dominic Cummings travelling 240 miles to sleep.
Yeah, there we go.
And I can't go to the pub with my mates and watch a match. Yeah. No, but Germany's doing it. They've opened the bars, and from what I've seen and what I'm hearing, because I'm trying to. But listen, they're doing it at a success rate. You know, just obviously your bars, you're not getting shoulder to shoulder. There's a limit to how many people come in. Just get me in a pub, get the match on, let me watch a game.
Let Paul get out of the house.
Listen, you know how much a sacrifice? Exactly, mate. I'm sick of sat here. We're drinking, thinking, what, mate? Oh, but even there, you know what? I would sacrifice going if the pub opened for one day, and the only thing they were showing on that pub was Henderson lifting the Premier League in front of that brick wall, like you keep saying. I'd still go. I just want to get to the pub with my mates and just waffle shit about football. We just need it. We need a bit of normality back in our lives. We need sport back. Did you watch that UFC the other day?
Oh,
I loved it.
You can hear it.
Yeah, I loved just watching sport other than that German shit with Peter Crouch. I can't stand that.
No, do you know what? The thing is with the German football, I feel like if it was the Premier League, we'd have a vested interest.
Yeah. There's no.
But when you're watching it, like,
I fight like him as well, mate.
You watch but also like with watching the German football, like what it seems to have been for me anyway. I'm not sure if it's the same for two of you lads. I'm watching it. I watch the first 20-25 minutes.
You're bored,
and then I think, fuck this, and then you turn on for the last 15-20 minutes because you're not invested in it. You're not really that arsed.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? There's no Roy Keane moment where he's snapping at City's players. Like, you're not getting that in the German league. No. Why do you think Peter Crouch want to come here, mate? He didn't want to face Phil Jones in training. He didn't want to face Andy Maguire. You know what I mean?
I can't let you call him Peter Crouch.
Mate, I'm telling you, mate. Just wait for him to start with a robot and all that. Mate, I'm telling you, mate. Remember Peter Crouch when he first come on the scene? Mate, he's got a bit more pace.
I don't know, mate. I was probably about 3. I'm 20, so like...
You put Peter Crouch highlights on YouTube and put Eglin false Peter Crouch on YouTube, Island, who fucks off, whatever it's called. Peter Crouch scores better goals. I'm telling you now, mate. He done it in the Premier League.
Right.
He done it in the Premier League with Stoke on a Tuesday, Monday night.
That is it. Right, that's it. Anyway, I've got to let Paul get off to his poker game. I think he forgot about it. I don't know. I fear for anyone who beats Paul at poker tonight because he is on fire.
I won last night. You know what? It's good, actually. Don't know if any of you played it with your mates or show money in a few games with your mates.
Yeah,
I tried
to play
2 games, but I fall asleep on the second one because I'm not.
Yeah, that's because you're on about your 8th run, mate. That's why you're on your 8th run that time. Right, people, that is it. I'm finishing up right there anyway. So I just want to say thank you for Paul coming back on again and Owen coming back on again. You can see what Owen's social is there, Cockney Red 99. Paul, do you want to give the people your socials in case they want to get hold of you? I'm sure you got plenty of interesting conversations with a lot of people. What's yours on Twitter, mate?
Null
and void. That's Paul because he's give up on it. Until football starts again, you're not going to hear from him.
Listen, until next season, I can't be asked going on there, listening to Liverpool fans, seeing Liverpool fans. I just want Liverpool. I can't be asked with this shit. You know me in my videos. Liverpool fans, fuck Liverpool. Next minute, they're winning the league by 500 points. They've got the best 3 strike force in the world. They've got the best defender in the world, and they're all tweeting me. I don't want that shit in my life. I'm dealing with this. Never mind.
Owen, coming on, mate.
I fucking love you, Paul, man.
Coming on, mate. Paul,
you need a piss up, boys.
You are a legend, Paul, mate. We need a night out. Anyway, people, this is the channel that you won't see any conversations like this on anywhere else. Believe me, this is just
free
real. We lads drinking, talking about football like we're at the pub. It's all we can do right now. But thanks for everyone coming on in the comments. Paulie's on a lot tonight. That's what people are asking. He is. He's on fire. He's building himself up for his poker game. Cheers for tuning in, people. If you want to see me, I'll be on the United Stand in about 10 minutes' time as well. If you want to see more of me taking on Ricky again. And I will be back next week with the lads again. Whoever is coming on the show, we may have a few more faces on next week as well. So, going to be interesting. Going to be another full week of waiting around for announcements and nothing really to talk about. But we'll come back on no matter what.
Talk about that beard.
We'll talk about the beard. I'm going to grow this beard a little bit more just to wind Paul up.
Keep the beard, lads. Keep the beard.
Anyway, guys, cheers for coming on. Everyone is in the comments. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button as well and stay tuned. There's plenty more coming this week, even though there's nothing to talk about. It shows you how good we are, really. Anyway, take it easy, people. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
See you in a bit.